So you want to hear a podcast, eh? One full of great knowledge on consumer electronics and funny tidbits about video games and pop culture. Well, you've come to the right place. This one takes place on Earth. Involves two stunning characters named Hayden and Tyler. This is the Chimera Podcast. Wasn't that a glorious intro made by some talented individual?
Well, your accents varied.
It wasn't me. It was
cool.
my cousin Vladimir.
Oh, yeah. Well, Vladimir must be part French.
Listen, I never claimed to be an impersonator or ventriloquist. I mean, what is the name of a person who does accents? What do you call that? Like if they do it professionally?
An eccentric.
An eccentric? Okay. When I think eccentric, I think like the bad guy from Lemony Snicket.
Well,
Count Olaf.
I thought that was wait, is it Lemony Snicket? I thought
Snicket's like the detective guy. He's like that's the pen name of the guy who wrote it. It's like Samuel Clemens.
Yeah, but it's oh man, they just released
the Netflix series.
Yeah,
I've been watching it. Yeah.
Really? Do you like it?
Yeah. Oh my god, it's so good. It's so like they embodied that like weird, awkward feeling that you got when reading the books as a kid.
See, I watched the first 3 episodes. No joke, I watched them right when it came out, and I wasn't a huge fan.
No, dude, you have to get farther in.
Well,
what happens at the end of the 3rd episode? Is that the one where they're doing like the fake marriage?
Oh wait, I must have gone further because they did the fake marriage, and then the kids ended up escaping because it went wrong, and then it finished off with the guy by the pond
and getting the thing in his neck. Dude, the next episode is where shit starts getting interesting. Literally, the next episode is what you have to watch. Just continue on, power through it.
All right, I'll power through. I'll probably watch it. I don't know if I have time, but on Friday after work, I'll probably continue.
All right, so aside from awesome Netflix originals, what are we talking about today?
Well, speaking of darts in the neck and falling into ponds, For Honor.
For Honor came out today. We've both been playing the beta.
Yes.
Tell a little bit about your experiences in the For Honor beta.
Now, I am a huge fan of the show Vikings, so obviously I'm going to play as a Viking berserker. He kind of reminds me of Ragnar, the main character's brother, Rollo. Mm-hmm. Do you know Vikings?
Yeah, I watch.
All right, cool.
I am versed.
He's freaking huge, and he wields dual axes. He's not the biggest Viking, but he has a cool shirt, dual wields axes. I want to collect all the hats. But what's cool about the Viking Berserker is I'm not too skilled with it right now, but I've watched, like, people in the beta are already insane. They're so good. And it's really cool because I was watching them. You're indestructible as a berserker as long as you're good. You have to be really, really good, but you have that chance of just never dying.
Now, I mean, like you said, people are starting to get really good at For Honor. I mean, and it's only been playable for like a week.
Yeah.
What do you see in the coming future? Maybe there being like esports for it, like it becoming a competitive game. It's got that basic 5v5, almost mobile-like structure. So I mean, there's no reason why it couldn't become a popular competitive game. And I'm pretty sure the pre-orders were through the roof for it, so it'll have the player base.
I think it is the next esport. I was actually talking about this. I was at a thing with my brother, and me and my dad actually were talking about it. It's going to be an esport. I mean, it's the way you play it in the play style is perfect for esports.
It's pure competition and teamwork, and I mean, you really have to cooperate to be good.
It's almost like, I know this is kind of like a far-reaching type of thing. It's almost if you mix Dota 2 with CS:GO.
And threw in a little bit of chivalry medieval warfare.
Yes, but you get it because the teamwork of CS:GO that you need.
The MOBA feel, like with the different moves
and
Dota.
It's that third person. It's that over-the-top third-person view, and I love it. I always, like, when I play Fallout, I always play third person. I love third-person games. Oh, there was this one game where the protagonist was like alone in this apocalyptic world. You had to find like bullets for guns, but like if you just pointed your gun at certain people who didn't have guns, they would run away. Stuff. I forget what it was. You had to collect batteries to keep your camera going.
For some reason, I'm thinking Outlast, but that's just because the batteries. Outlast was literally Battery Finding Simulator 2014. That's just all that was. But I can't. Like, the game you're describing sounds familiar to me, but off the top of my head, I can't think of like a name for it.
This was before. I mean, this was probably 2010 when that game came out. But I got it for PlayStation back when I had a PlayStation. Back when the 3 just came out. But it was really cool, and I wish more games were like that. I just forget the name.
Hey, if anybody listening knows what the name of this game might be, comment. If we find out that we're right, we'll send you something.
It had a huge hype train behind it, so I think that you know, you probably can't figure out what it is.
So, For Honor, yes, very wonderful. What else do we get to talk about?
Well, I really like how there's a bunch of different classes, 4 per nation, but also, or not nation, but I guess it would be like clan almost. But what's super freaking cool is that you not only can be a knight and play as a Viking or play as a samurai, but like you pick the clan you want to be, and you can pick one of those characters depending on where you're battling, but it's still really cool. And I've played as the Vikings. The Valkyrie is insane.
Oh my.
The Valkyrie is one of the most unstoppable characters. It's the best with the poleaxe. I mean, it's not even pole. It's just a spear.
She is unholy.
It is. I think they're gonna nerf her.
Yeah, they should. No, you know what they need to nerf? That unblockable, unavoidable tackle.
Oh, the tackle.
The tackle.
I thought you were going to talk about the unblockable, like the shoulder. I don't play as a knight, so I forget what it's called. But he puts his longsword on his shoulder and just stabs you. I have died by that so many times, and you try to get around it, it's just impossible. You just gotta run away.
I forget what the name of the guy is on the Viking team that can do the tackle.
Yeah.
You just tackle him right off of cliffs. Just murk him right like that.
Oh, that's the guy with the huge axe. Mm-hmm. Yeah, with the halberd. I played as him. I just didn't like how slow he was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That bum rush is kind of the only kind of speed he's got going for him.
Yeah. But it is amazing. Mm-hmm. With that character though, what's really cool about all these different characters and all the different things that you can do with them is with that character, like, there's a unique play style. Mm-hmm. You want to get people towards an edge, towards a wall, somewhere where you can pin them and beat them down. Mm-hmm. Whereas if you were playing as, what are they? It's the character for the knights who has like the full face mask cover, like you can't see anything on him. That dual wields the swords.
Is he? He's like the skirmisher. He's like the base. He's the base. Like, you want to get around quick. You want to do some slashes. You want to get out.
Yeah.
He's the turtle. The turtle guy. The guy who turtles.
Yeah, exactly. And what's amazing is, like, you have all these different play styles, so you can run up. You're not running up against people like when I'm playing CS:GO. I normally use the P90. I'm one of those guys. But it's not like I'm going to run up against a dude with a shotgun and get blasted right when I turn the corner if I'm not paying attention, you know. They're going to strike you, and you have all these different parries that you can do. I know on console what's cool is right before they attack you, and obviously you'll see them, it's more open, but it will actually point the direction of the joystick, and I think they're going to do it for the WASD. You do that.
I think it'll be for the mouse.
Oh, it will probably be for the mouse. But right when you see it, you pop it up and you block. Mm-hmm. And obviously you won't see it every time, but you have that chance to block that sword hit and counter. And that's where I think certain characters will be able to destroy the guys with a ton of armor.
I think that Ubisoft, like, one of the things that I really liked about the game is Ubisoft, the devil that they are, did do one thing really good with this game. Well, they did a lot of things really good with this game, but the thing I liked the most was the balance between the 3 factions and all the characters. I mean, it doesn't feel like there's a meta. There's not one character that everybody's scrambling for. Like, all the characters are pretty even, and you need, like, a diverse team to do well. Like, you can't just all play the same character and do well.
Yeah, and each faction, like, even if I were to pick like I normally do, or we'll move away from the Berserker, but the Warlord on the Vikings. If I were to pick the Warlord and I wanted to go up against any other factions equivalent to that, it's going to be a pretty even match, but I do have something in my book that I can use, and they have something in their playbook that they can use that will be, equal in power but completely different in style, and it gives no one the upper hand, but it makes it so that you're just not parrying the whole time.
Yeah, every character has their positives and negatives that kind of like set them at a baseline of every other character. Every character has their use.
Yeah, and which faction? Oh, and here's a really cool thing. It's cross-platform. Now you can't play if you're going in. Obviously, PC gamers probably would destroy in actual combat. Not to hate on consoles like we
yes, to
normally
hate
do,
on consoles,
but you with a mouse and keyboard, you can be so much faster
and more accurate,
and you can customize your keys and everything for your style of playing. But it's cross-platform, meaning that what they're doing is I forget what the game mode's called, but your faction takes over as many territories as possible for like the first for like a 3-week cycle, or maybe it's a month-long thing, and whichever faction has the most land wins, and everyone in that faction gets a reward. But I think they do have rewards for second too, and then it restarts every whenever. I don't want to guesstimate. I'll just say 3 weeks. But it resets, and that battle continues. And every single time it resets, they release new hats. And they said that maybe every 6 weeks they'll release a new character for each faction.
All right, so I'm going to break my cardinal rule, and I'm going to talk about the one thing I hate talking about. It kind of reminds me of Elder Scrolls Online, the battle for Cyrodiil, where, there's campaigns that ran anywhere from, 3 days to, 3 months, where the 3 factions, which were the Aldemary Dominion, the something, and the something, Aldemary Dominion was the only important one anyways, would all fight each other for control of the capital city, and they demon emperor and all that cool stuff. So it's kind of like that concept of the land war they've got going on, fighting for supremacy. And For Honor definitely took from that idea and built upon it into something that was way better.
Oh, it's definitely way better. And another cool thing about For Honor, which I really like, is that now I'm starting to wonder what faction I should join, because maybe I think this faction will win the most, or this will have the best players. And I'm actually thinking about maybe not going with Vikings and going with Knights, because I feel like the best guys are going to be on the Knights team.
No. Samurai, dude. Samurai are baller.
Okay, but I'm going to be a Viking no matter what. I just, it's hard because, listen, if we're going cool factor, guys who look the coolest, I've always thought knight armor and stuff looks really cool. That's been my personal opinion. Obviously, there's people who think that Vikings look the coolest and samurais look the coolest.
I always thought shogun armor, like the beefy looking samurais was just the coolest thing.
Oh yeah. See, we have our differences, but I'm probably gonna go with Viking no matter what, because I gotta support my Viking brethren.
Yeah. So what else is going on? Let's stray from For Honor for a bit. We've just dropped 15 minutes into that.
Yeah.
It's Valentine's Day.
Oh, it is Valentine's Day.
We're recording this on Valentine's Day. You definitely won't be listening to it on Valentine's Day, because I have to go through and edit it, and that's just not something I feel like doing today. Yeah, I don't know where I was going to go with this. How about that Cupid guy?
Oh,
right?
Yeah, dude, Cupid's cool. Maybe he'll be a special character For Honor.
Yeah, they should make since it came out today, they should make like a one-day only Cupid character. That'd be cool. You just fly around with a little arrow. You can't kill anybody, but you can, if you shoot someone, the first person they see, they'll automatically kill. They'll automatically attack. That'd be hilarious.
Maybe they'll just make them turn on, you have to fight for their team now.
Yeah.
They have to fight for your team, because now they fell in love.
I had this great idea the other day.
What?
All right. You know how it's kind of unrealistic when games don't have, friendly fire?
Yes.
Okay, so get this, right? What's the issue with friendly fire? There'll always be trolls that just go around killing teammates just because they can.
Yeah.
But what if we could negate that? I propose a shooter, or any type of game that could use friendly fire, where friendly fire is always on. and you get 2 chances. You can kill a teammate 2 times. Any of your teammates 2 times. Like, 2 times total. And then after those 2 times, if you do it again, you get placed on your own team.
Oh, okay.
On your own little team, and any other defector goes to that team.
Oh, okay.
So it can
So all the troll, it becomes a troll army.
Yeah, it goes from 2 teams to 3 teams. And then if people keep team killing on the defector team, they get placed on the 4th team. And the amount of teams will just keep growing until the trolls learn not to be trolls. It'd be fun too.
Yeah.
Just keep adding teams to the mix.
I mean, it would definitely keep the gameplay fresh.
Yeah.
You'd have to have huge maps, though.
I mean, lots of games already do that, like Battlefield. Battlefield has massive maps.
That is very true. Ooh, what did you want to talk about besides For Honor? You mentioned it.
I've been reading. I'm a Redditor. I'm an avid Redditor, and I've been reading a lot of stuff about G2A recently. And I just wanted to take a moment to address this because it's something that's important to me. I've used G2A for a really long time, and I've never had an issue with it. So it bothers me when I see that other people are having issue with it, because it would be a great resource if it weren't for assholes. And here's what they do. So a guy goes on the dark web and buys 2,000 different credit cards,
Okay.
just credit card information, and then he uses those credit cards to buy 50 copies of a game. Now these are perfectly legitimate codes at this point. He then lists those codes on G2A, and people buy them. And everything's good. He gets his money, they get their games. And except for the person whose credit card that belongs to is now missing a ton of money.
Yeah.
So this guy withdraws his money from G2A, and then the people that he stole the credit card information from report the credit card stolen and then report those transactions for fraud. Then the developers lose their money and they revoke the keys. So people who paid good money for these keys activated them, played them a little bit, and then had their keys suspended because some had decided to steal a credit card. And G2A doesn't do anything about this. So it's kind of like a buyer beware thing. G2A, while it's a great asset, bad things can happen, and they won't cover you for everything, even with G2A Shield. So, on a general rule of thumb, I won't buy anything that's worth more than $20 on G2A. Or CD keys, or Kingwin, or anything like that. Be very careful where you're spending your money, and try to know where your keys are coming from.
I don't even use G2A.
You just buy things off the Steam store?
Yeah.
That's such an expensive way to do it.
Yeah, but, you gotta do what you gotta do. The reason why I don't personally use G2A is just because my cousin had issues with it, so once he told me, I just was like, I guess I'll just stick with Steam. I never can get scammed on Steam.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't be let down. Some of these indie developers are putting out games that they must have put, only a month into.
Their dog helped them code it or something.
There's so many glitches, and this is a shout out to you indie developers who actually work hard. Those guys make you guys look bad.
The real MVPs.
Yeah.
Shout out to a little subreddit called r/patientgamers. They are my moral compass when it comes to Steam purchases. Basically, r/patientgamers is exactly what it sounds like. They wait until games are at low cost, where they can buy them for pennies on the dollar, and then just play them to their heart's content. And I think that's wonderful. Too many times, let's give the obvious example, No Man's Sky.
Oh, yeah.
You'll pre-order a game, it'll be $60, it'll suck, and then you're just stuck with it. But if you do it the patient gamer way, you'll wait. You'll not only wait until you find out if the game's good, but maybe you'll wait until it's cheaper, especially for single player games. I mean, there's no rush. Stay away from spoilers, and for me, it took me a year to get Fallout 4.
Oh, really?
Because I was waiting for it to go on sale, and it was so hard. I wouldn't go on PCMR because I wouldn't go on any threads that said anything about Fallout 4. If it had the letter F and the number 4 in the title, I was not going anywhere near it for a year just so it wouldn't spoil the story.
I bought it the day it came out, and I sunk hours upon hours into it. My problem with Fallout is that there's so much to do.
So much to see, so what's wrong with taking the back streets? You'll never know if you don't go.
hey,
You never shine if you don't glow.
yeah. So there's there's a ton to do in Fallout, and here's my problem. I beat the game so many times. I think last time I said 8. I'm going on 9. But so I never beat the game my first run through. I just restart. I play all the side missions, and then I spoil the game for myself because I watch every video that comes out about it. So I'm the worst. I don't spoil movies for other people, but I let other people spoil everything for me, and I still go through and do it anyways.
That's me, except for, like I said in the last episode, Elder Scrolls. You best believe the day Elder Scrolls 6 comes out, I'm just going to disappear for like a month. Like, I'm going to come back, I'm going to have a full beard, even though I've got, like, major scruffatosis. I'm going to somehow grow a full beard.
Yeah, I didn't know it was possible for you to grow a beard.
I can try.
Yeah, I thought that was too manly.
Like, when the Elder Scrolls Online came out, I dropped like 4 days into it. No one saw me.
Wow.
My family, my friends thought I was dead. And then, no, really, I was just enduring disappointment upon disappointment of crappy MMO gameplay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wait. We're talking about
Elder Scrolls Online.
Oh, okay.
ESO.
Okay. All right. Cool. Because I was like, you were disappointed with an Elder Scrolls game?
No, it's not an Elder Scrolls game. Frickin' ZeniMax.
Yeah, they kind of ruined it. My brother got it right when it came out, and I never really wanted Elder Scrolls Online. I personally suck at online games. I'm absolute garbage. So For Honor is really, speaking about that, adding it back into the conversation, that game, it's probably the only online game I'm going to play in 2017. I haven't touched CSGO. I'm garbage. I haven't touched Dota. I'm garbage.
You trying to tell me you don't play Battlefield Online?
I don't even own Battlefield.
You don't even own Battlefield?
Nope.
Wait, so what do you like when you're bored? What do you do? I don't understand.
7 Days to Die.
Ooh, 7 Days to Die is a good game.
Yeah, I've sunk 300 or so hours in.
Wow. Okay.
Listen, man. It's easier than you think. And sometimes I would fall asleep while playing, so it's like you have to count those hours.
You know what's a really surprisingly good game? And Ray is a former employee of ours. Ray actually got me turned on to this game. Town of Salem.
Town of Salem.
I don't want to ruin anything for you, and anyone who's listening that hasn't heard of it,
Is it a
just
mystery?
look it up. It's kind of a mystery game.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
multiplayer mystery game.
Okay.
It's really good. Just look it up.
All right. Yeah.
Also, I just noticed my little Steam thing just popped up in the corner. Someone is actually playing Bad Rats. Do you know what Bad Rats is?
No, what is Bad Rats?
Bad Rats is the worst game on Steam. It's one of those crappy little indie titles that like barely works, and it's got like terrible gameplay dynamics, and just like every year someone tries to send me Bad Rats, and I decline the gift. I'm that sore about it.
Well, at least it has bad in the name.
Yeah. All right, we're going on 25 minutes here, so I think it's about time we wrapped it up.
All right, yeah, awesome. Well, this has been the Chimera Podcast.
Episode 2.
Yeah, episode 2. Get ready for episode 3. Hopefully coming out next week.
To a town near you.
Possibly a movie theater. I mean, I think we're at a 70% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yes. As always, be sure to check out our social media, including Facebook and Twitter, to see the latest updates with Chimera Computer stuff. Check out our blog to see our blog posts, and maybe that's how you found this video. Check out our website. Check out our products. We've got some cool stuff. We'll be having a sale coming up here soon.
Yep.
Also, be sure to keep up with our website to see if we'll be at any events near you. We've been making our rounds. We may or may not be entering a pretty nice film festival with a video entirely made on a Chimera computer.
Yep.
And yeah, so thank you for listening.
Yep. Have a nice whatever time of the day it is.